Hey guys, welcome to episode 9 of Bukkit for Beginners. In this episode, I'm going to go over how to burp. And I'm also going to go over how to do teleportation and locations. And those are two very important things, obviously, if you're doing anything with locations, which a lot of stuff that you do will be. So, let's jump right into it. Get into our clips. Here's our last turtles method, nice and pretty. So we're going to make a basic teleport command. And we're going to teleport me to a random location, because I've seen a lot of plugins, or I've seen a lot of people ask for this, where like they click a button and it teleports them to a random location, or they teleport, or they type a command and it takes them to a random location. So let's begin. We're going to make a command called teleport random. So if you remember from the last episode, I said we're going to see if the command label equals, and we're going to ignore the case, if it equals teleport random. Next, we need to create a new location, and this is going to be the location that we want to teleport the player to. Now, the location is a class, just like the player, and like these are all classes. This is a type of command center. This is a variable of command. This is a variable of string. So there's a location class, and we'll call this random location. And we're going to call the new operator. New is this calls a constructor. I know I said I'm going to go over constructors. Those are going to be probably in 1 or 2 episodes, because they are like extremely important, because you're seeing this new thing more and more, and you gotta know what it means, because it's important. So we're going to make a new location. I know other videos have said, oh, it's making a new location. Well, what does that actually mean? Because you can make your own class, and you can make if you want to make a class called My Little Pony, you can make a new My Little Pony. Did you know that? Oh my gosh. So you need to understand what's happening when you say new. But anyway, for right now, we're just gonna keep rolling with it. So we're gonna create a new location, and when you create a new location, you have to give it some parameters. And the parameters are world, X, Y, and Z. You could also do pitch and yaw if you wanted to. Or you can just do X, Y, and Z. For right now, we'll just do X, Y, Z. So for the world, we're going to we'll do, we got to get the player first. So we're going to say, just like before, we're going to give our player, and we're going to cast him. We're going to cast the sender to a player, just like before. Now we want to teleport the player to a location within his world. So the player class, which is this right here, the player object, is just an instance of this class. So we're going to access there's a get method called get world, and it returns a world object, because world is a class. So we're going to get the world. For the X, we will do well, I guess we want it to be a random location. So the way that you do a random is there's a math class, and there's a math.random. And now you have to multiply this by whatever like range you want it to find between. So if you wanted to find between 0 and 1,000, you multiply it by 1,000. And it'll give you a random number between 0 and 1,000. Because this returns a number between 0 and 1, but to infinite decimal places, so you can get any kind of number that you want. Now you're going to want to cast this, because this is going to come back to you as a double, because math.random, let me show you, gives you a double, and location takes an integer. But you know how to cast, don't you? So we're going to just simply cast this to an integer, and everyone's happy. Excuse me, just stretching. Next, the Y. We'll make the Y 100 because it's fun. And then the Z, we'll do random, and we'll make this 1,000 as well. So this is going to get a random location within 1,000 blocks. And we have to cast this to an integer as well. We have to import the location class. If it wants to, we'll just Control-Shift-O. And there we go. Another way that we could have did this, we could have made a new integer called x, an integer called y, integer called z, or we'll make this random x, random y, random z. And this is just the y will make it 100. This will be an integer. Oops, I'm trying to type too fast. An integer, and just like before, math.random. You can do it either way, whichever way makes more sense to you. Neither way is going to have any effect on performance. It's just whatever makes more sense. If you'd rather be able to just type in random x and random y, it's the same, or I'm sorry, random z. It's the same exact thing. And actually, this isn't a random y, because y is the height. So you can't. Oh, I guess we could get a random height. It had to be between 0 and 256, right? So we'll do random y, integer as well. And this is random y, because these are just variables that have this value. So this is just this value. So you can pass those in all you want. Either way will work. So, and then we'll send them a message just saying that they did in fact teleport them. And if you really want to get crazy, watch this. You were teleported to. We'll give the x value, so we can concatenate stuff now. Remember, we can combine integers and doubles and stuff and all that as strings. So we're just gonna add. We'll do the x is random x plus the y is random y. And the z is random z. So this is going to say you were teleported to x with a colon and a space. Then it's the thing right after that, right there, is going to be random x, then random y, and then random z, just like that, and with these little in between. So now, oh, we didn't actually teleport the player. That's kind of important. So the player, as you might have been able to guess, has a teleport command to him. So player.teleport, and look at here. It takes a location as an argument. So we can pass our random location right into it, and boom. Save this. Let's export and see. Oh, I'm sorry. We have to add this to our plugin YML. Get rid of turtles. Call this teleport random. That was it, right? Teleport. Yes? Okay. Oh my gosh, too much soda. Cool teleportation. Let's export this. Enter, enter, enter. Go into our server. Reload. We're going to teleport random. Whoa. Look at that. So it teleported us to 0, 0, 0. Well, that's unfortunate. Let me see if that was just a random coincidence. I highly doubt it. Or if we just... Nope. Oh, I know what we messed up. You have to... Because what this did is it said... It's that stupid order of operations. It said math.random. It casted this to an integer, which since it's between 0 and 1, it's just going to make it 0, and 0 times anything is 0. So we need to surround these, because we want to do this whole thing and cast it to an integer. So, my mistake, sorry about that. Didn't catch that. Now let's try it. There we go. You were teleported to X707, Y65, Z475. And it looks like this is in a block. So, you might be wondering, how do I teleport the player to the block on the highest ground or whatever? This is actually really, really easy. What you do is, instead of giving a random Y, we're going to we're going to use a special method. Now, we're going to do player. We're going to get the world of the player. So this is going to give us a world object. And the world class has a bunch of methods inside of it. One of them being get highest block at. Now you can get the highest block, highest block Y, because this is going to return an integer of the highest block at either the location that you give it, or you can give it two integers. You know, if you could guess, int, the first one is the X, second one is the Y, and it's going to return you an integer with being the Y. Or you could just get the highest block, and this is going to return the block class. So what this is going to do, it's going to get the highest Y value of the block at the X value that you give it, which in this case is random. Oops, I didn't type it. Random X, and also random Z. And this is an error. It's throwing an error because we tried to access random Z before we made it, and you can't do that. So we'll do those two first, then we'll get the Y. So this is going to get the highest block Y value at this X and this Z. So let's see how this fares for us. Teleport random. And as soon as it loads this chunk, so in this case it was water, but I'm not inside ground because it teleported me to the bottom of this ocean. So let's try one more time. Teleport random. See if we can get on top of a block. Yep, there we go. So this is a very safe way to always teleport you on top of a block and make sure that it's not in ground. One more time, just for fun, because and we're on area, we're in ocean. So there we go. That is teleporting and locations. There's one more thing there's actually a lot that you can do with locations, because the location is a class with a bunch of methods in it, public methods. So we could do location. You can add values to it, an X, a Y, and a Z. So we can take whatever this random location we get, we can add 10 to the X, 10 to the Y, and 10 to the Z. So whatever this comes back as, it's gonna add 10 to that location, and then it'll teleport us. We could, what else can we do? Let's just see. You can get, so with this location, you can get the block that it's at, you can get the block that's at that location. You can get the X, Y, and Z value of the block that's at the location. You can get the X, Y, and Z of the location right here. Now the difference between the block X and regular X is that this comes back as a double. So if you're standing like not quite in the center of the block, like kind of towards the corner of the block, it'll be like 17.6747389264643, something like that. If you just do block X, it's going to be an integer. It's going to be a solid number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Let's see what else we got in here. You can set all these values. You can set the X, Y, and Z of a location. You can set the world of a location. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but you can if you want to change the world of it. You can subtract values, and there's tons of stuff you can do with the location. You can get the distance between one location and another. Now, the thing to note with this, unless you actually want to get like the exact block value, when you call this distance location, because if you know math, the distance formula, to get the distance you have to do the square root. That square root function takes a lot of memory, and if you use this a lot, it'll bog your server down. So use distance squared if you just want to get like a general idea of a distance between two things. Like if you want to say if you want to get the closest player to you, you can say the distance squared between you and the closest player or something. I don't know, but just I know that because I was using this in a different plugin I was making and I had that error, so I thought I'd share that with you guys. But that is it for locations and teleportation. Hope that helped. Next video, I'm going to go over, let's see, I'll do permissions, because permissions are really easy. Save. Thank you for watching, guys. Contact me on Skype if you have any questions. Call me if you want. I know I haven't given my phone number yet, so I'll wait till someone asks. I'm actually kind of curious if anybody asks for my phone number. That'd be kind of funny. Alright, thank you for watching.
Go ahead.